Hi, and welcome to Inside the Judges Stands. I'm Russell McCord, Director of Judges for the National Cutting Horse Association. Each week we're going to take an in-depth look into our 21 judging rules and credits in various issues that have to do with judging and monitoring. This week let's take a look at Rule 1 and the importance of making a deep cut.
Judging Rule 1. Each horse is required to enter the herd sufficiently deep enough to show his ability to make a cut. One such cut will satisfy this rule. Failure to satisfy this requirement will result in a 3-point penalty. Judging Rule 1. Example 2. In a herd of 45 cattle, a cutter cuts 2 cows cleanly and is working the second cow when the buzzer sounds. Each time the cutter cuts, he allows 3 cows to come around and cut the third cow. Ruling 3 cows may or may not be enough cattle to satisfy the requirements of Rule 1. If the cutter rode to the edge of the herd and peeled the 3 cows, the judge shall rule that no deep cut was made and assess a 3-point penalty. If the cutter actually rode into the body of the herd and drove the cows out, or started more than 3 cows out, and eventually cut from the 3, the judge shall rule that the requirements of Rule 1 are satisfied.
Let's take a look at an overhead view from here in Will Rogers Coliseum, and you can see the body of the herd. Now, the body of the herd can be in many different shapes. It's just the natural position that set of cattle are standing in before a contestant enters the herd. So when we talk about a contestant entering the body of the herd, they need to get their horse ridden into the body of the herd. Now when we start this, you can see this cutter is moving and cattle start flowing, and he needs to ride his horse into the body of the herd. You can see he never gets into the body of the herd, brings out several cows, but he just slid up the side. So that would not satisfy Rule 1, the deep cut rule. This contestant here, you can see, is going to ride right to the front of the body of the herd. Never actually gets in the body of the herd. Turns to their right or left and just rolls around there with 3 cows. Brings that cow out. So again, that would not satisfy Rule 1. You must get your horse into the body of the herd to make a deep cut. You'll see again, they never enter the body of the herd, even though they're rolling around several cows here. They never actually got into the body of the herd and just simply slid up there and cut a cow. Would not satisfy Rule 1. This contestant clearly rides into the body of the herd and satisfies Rule 1, bringing out a lot of cattle, definitely deep into the body of the herd. Now remember, the important part of this rule is you just have to do that one time during the 2.5 minutes. It can be on the first cut, second cut, or the third cut. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of Rule Number 1 and how important it is to make a deep cut.